Hello beautiful friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Charlotte with Happy Twins 1111. So I'm doing astro readings this week. Earth signs won the vote yesterday on the poll that I put on my community page. So we're going to start off with Virgo. Virgo, what's happening? What's going down in your connection? Let's have a look-see, shall we? And remember guys, I've still got that special offer running. I think there's actually only one left. 30-minute tarot reading for £30. It was limited to 30 purchases. It's normally £55, so it's a 45% discount. You can find the coupon code on my YouTube channel community page. So go and grab yourself a bargain. I literally think there's 1 or 2 left. There were 3 or 4 yesterday, and there's a couple left today. So Virgo, what's happening in your connection? If you are Virgo in your rising, moon or Venus, this might also apply to you. If your twins are Virgo, you can watch too. So I'll be looking at both energies, divine feminine on the left, divine masculine on the right. And we're going to be checking out what's going down, what's happening in your connection, how are you both feeling, what do you need to know to move forward for your highest good. Also, quick reminder, I'm doing a free guided meditation on self-love, return to one, surrender and accept. So come and join us. You can find all the information about that in the description box below. You'll need to join my Facebook page to access it. It's for my Facebook group, but it's a private group. It's called Happy Souls. There's no twin flame stuff in the description. So don't worry about anyone spotting that you're with us. And my website's not that twin flamey. So, you know, if anyone looks it up, it looks more like a spiritual website. So if you're private about your twin flamey stuff, don't worry too much. It's really not that obvious. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to use 2 significators. What deck should we use for that? Let's use the True Love reading cards. So we're going to get a significator for each of you. And let's do this. It's good to get back into the groove, guys. I've missed doing readings. I've been so ill recently, but I'm on the mend. I'm feeling fabulous. Well, as fabulous as you can do. I've still got a sore throat. Wow, the distorted feminine. Virgo, what's happening? Do you know what? Don't beat yourself up. It's been such a rough couple of months with these big full moons and that 10-10 portal. So many of us have wobbled out of alignment, myself included. I'm just getting back to where I need to be now. So intimacy for the masculine, that's lovely. Okay, let's get some cards out for the feminine. What's happening, feminine? What's going down? We've got the Ace of Cups reversed. Well, that's why you're distorted. You've not been taking care of yourself first. The Wheel of Fortune, that's the 10-10 portal. And the Empress in reverse. Wow. Wowza. That is absolutely mind-blowing. I love this journey. It's so magical. Okay. Virgo, don't worry. I've got you. I've got your back. We're going to work this out. You might be feeling rough right now, but you are going to be moving in the right direction. So for feelings, we've got Hangman, Knight of Swords, 6 of Cups reversed. Let me just move these back and give us a bit more room. Come on, Buddha boy. I love my little laughing Buddha man. He's my favourite thing. He's always on my desk keeping me company, laughing in my face. Okay. I'm still breathing and panting like a dog. I'm so sorry. I am still a little bit ill. Hopefully I won't have a coughing fit like I did in one of the videos yesterday. I do apologise if I do, if I'm sniffling. Okay, so we've got Queen of Wands, Hierophant and 7 of Cups, so how you need to move forward. Let's get some cards out for the masculine. I'm going to use these ones. The Star Tarot. These are so lovely. Oh. Not so easy to shuffle though. A bit stiff. You have to break them in. That's better. Right, what's going down with the masculine? Let's have a look. So we've got intimacy for him. Justice in reverse. The Six of Cups. That's also come up for the feminine, but in reverse. Wow, the Empress in reverse in exactly the same spot. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. I love this, Virgo. How exciting. Okay, how are you feeling? How's he feeling? What's he thinking? Knight of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, the Knight of Swords in reverse. So you've also got that one here for the feminine. The Two of Cups. The Six of Pentacles in reverse. And the Hangman, which is also on this side, and it's in reverse for the masculine. Wow. That's very exciting. Okay, I'm just going to get some more cards, the connecting energies down the centre, and I'm going to use the Vice Versa Tarot. Let me just check you can see all of these. I need to move this way because we've not got a lot of room on the other side. That's better. I do like to get lots of cards out. It's really nice doing a big meaty reading. And when I say meaty reading, I actually had a vegan complain to me that I shouldn't be calling it a meaty reading, but I mean a big, fat, juicy reading. You know, there's no meat here, vegan friends. It's all good. Okay. Right, let's see what the connecting energies are. I don't work with reversals in this deck because they're actually two-sided. So the reversal is on the other side of the card. So if they come up upside down, I'm going to turn them up right. So we've got the Three of Cups as the connecting energies here. We've got Justice. And we've got the Knight of Swords. Is that the Knight? Yeah. So the Knight of Swords has come up 3 times. Both sides and as a connecting energy. Very interesting. Okay. Oh man, I really need to clear my desk. There's decks everywhere. So many decks. You can tell I've been busy, right? Okay. And we're going to get some oracle cards too. Don't know where I'm going to put them. Let's just move all these in. So we've got room at the sides. Actually, we'll pull some oracle cards after these. Yeah, let's read these first. But I'm going to get one for the connecting energy at the top as well. Endurance. Lovely. Okay. So, distorted feminine. What's going down? I mean, this is pretty straightforward. I think you've been triggered pretty hard by this 1010 portal. And it is literally tipped you upside down. It's distorted your feminine energy. We've also got the Empress in reverse. And we've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is number 10. And that's about, you know, the wheel turning. One cycle coming to an end, another beginning. It is a very auspicious card. So even this has really, you know, hit you fairly hard. You can trust that you're actually moving in the right direction. That the 1010 portal was about returning to one, about completion. And for that to happen, you've got to have a good old purge. It's forcing us to complete old cycles. And that can be really painful. But you need to trust that it's moving you in the right direction. But with this Ace of Cups in reverse here, you know, part of the reason that perhaps you've you know, not fared so well on this journey through this 1010 portal is that you've not been loving yourself. You've not been practicing self-love. You've forgotten what this journey's about temporarily, and that's normal. If you've got all this pain coming up and all of these old wounds, you know, it really rattles your foundations. And I felt this, you know, I've been in surrender and loving myself for a long time, but I felt really, really wobbly recently. So none of us is infallible. You mustn't beat yourself up. But what I'm guessing is you do know what to do to reverse this energy. You know, you're still holding on to hope and optimism. And even though the waters, which is emotion, are raging, you're ready for this new start. So there's a lot of number 3 energy here as well. We've got the 3 of Cups as the connecting energy. And we've also got the Empress reversed for the masculine. And, you know, this is really about endurance. You see this, okay? There's all these hands holding up the world, literally. And the only real colours in this card are the pinks here of these little stars. There's 4 stars and 1 heart. And there's also 4 eyes down here. They're blue. So blue is about truth. It's about seeing the truth. Pink is a very spiritual colour. This is spiritual downloads. And, you know, when there's 4 of each, that's the number of balance, harmony and stability. So, you know, you've got to endure what's happening. I feel like both of you, you know, really pulling yourself up by your own bootstraps and trying to march forward. It's not been easy. The feeling is one of going to battle, but it's with yourself. It's not with each other, is what I'm feeling. So for intimacy to come up for the masculine is really quite beautiful. We've also got the 6 of Cups here now. This may mean that there's been some intimacy between you. It may have been, you know, messaging, talking, meeting. I mean, this is quite literal, but what I love about this is that they're in the water. This is emotional intimacy as well as physical intimacy. So remember, this is collective reading. It's not going to apply for everybody. But it could well be that you have reconnected in a very intimate way, or that this is the energy that your masculine is in, that he's feeling very emotionally warmed. I'm drawn to all the candles here. In fact, I'm just going to have a little look and see what the book says about this card. But with the distorted feminine, it says here, it's time to recognise the distorted feminine in your life. Release these negative patterns and live fully and happily in the present. So we'll come back to that in a minute. What number is intimacy? There we go, 18, so that's the number 9. Pardon me. True intimacy occurs when you reveal the tender, innocent and idealistic side of your life. Be open to its loving influence. So he's definitely open. He's open to intimacy right now. He's in a warm, loving place. But distorted feminine, you know, you've just been thrown off balance. And I really feel when this card comes up that it is about balancing those masculine and feminine energies, because quite often, you know, we're out of balance, not through any fault of our own. It's not just that we wobble and we're triggered and we have these things, but quite often we have to take on masculine roles. You know, I myself understand this energy very well because I'm a single mum. I have 4 children. So, you know, I'm a provider. I'm a mum, I'm a dad, I'm a housekeeper, a repairman. I have to do it all. And I remember talking to my twin about this actually, and it made me feel really powerless and helpless, because I thought, well, how can I balance this masculine and feminine within me when I have to take on that masculine role? You know, no one's going to come and provide for my kids for me. No one's going to start repairing my house and, you know, doing all those manly jobs. So we have to be strong. But we're not defined by our roles, is what the conclusion I came to. You know, we're defined by our energy. And it doesn't matter what your 3D role is in life. You know, your energy, you're in a female body, assuming you are feminine. Of course, you know, a man can also be a divine feminine. And I think that's even more challenging to balance those energies, if that's the case for you. But we see here that she's reaching for the light. She's coming out of her shell. And I love that there's these little eyes peeking at her here, watching her. 4 eyes, that's also the number of balance, stability, harmony. But she's reaching for the light. She knows how to get back into balance. We do it energetically, not by, you know, looking at our masculine roles. It's nothing to do with our body or the role we have in the 3D. It's everything to do with how we feel and behave inside. And feminine energy is passive, calm, creative. You know, we are creators. Creators of our own reality. We understand our creative power when we're in balance. So this is really interesting. the masculine is very warm and tender for his feminine right now. With Justice reversed, however, something is out of balance for him as well. And, you know, he's also got the Empress in reverse, but we've got the Six of Cups here too. This is a beautiful, beautiful energy. In fact, I've just got to grab the book for this card because the Six of Cups in this card actually references twin flames. And it's such a beautiful write-up. I want to share it with you. Bear with me. Oh, the book's not in there. There it is. No. Can't find it. Is it there? No, I'm really sorry, guys. I can't find it. I've had it out at some point, and I've not put it back where it's meant to be. I know that will really irritate you, Virgos, because you're so goddamn organised, but I'm not. I'm a Pisces, Aries cusp, and I don't know my Wednesday from my Tuesday and my arse from my elbow. Okay, but this is a really twin flamey card, and we see here these lotus flowers and this couple flying on a unicorn into the cosmos, and everything is illuminated with that sunshine. And number 6 is, of course, a... Sorry, I'm so out of breath just from standing up. I'm really not well. Number 6 is the number of unconditional love. And the Six of Cups is about that unconditional loving emotion, but it's very nostalgic. It reaches into our soul's history. So, you know, if this is your masculine, I think he really understands this journey. He understands the deep, intuitive, spiritual connection between you. And, you know, he's really very much focused on that in his present. For the Empress to be reversed for him, I think this might mean that despite his warm, you know, intimate energy, that he's really wanting this, he's also perhaps very afraid. He might have switched off, which seems completely counterintuitive given his energy. But we'll look at his feelings in a minute, because they are at odds with the energy that he's expressing within the connection. Justice in reverse can also indicate that there's karmic cycles that are being brought to a close that hasn't quite closed off yet. And we have got the Three of Cups here at the centre. So, you know, that's 3 threes. But this could also indicate a third party. And that may be on both sides of the fence, as this is the connecting energy. But, you know, this is a couple that's going to endure. And I do feel that you're very close to union energies because, you know, distorted feminine, when we turn these two cards upright, you are in a fabulous place. Okay, you're in your divine Empress power. You're loving yourself and you're moving forward through this 10-10 portal towards completion of that runner-chaser stage, towards completion of surrendering and accepting to what is. You're being pushed towards union energies. And it's very normal as you move towards union energies for the energy to suddenly gather intensity and force, and for us to be, you know, have this big final purge. It can be very challenging after being in a good place for so long to suddenly find yourself wobbling so hard. But you've got to trust that, you know, this is the universe giving you a good final thorough cleanse so that you are ready. But there's definitely an indicator here for some of you that there are third party cycles that are still interfering with your connection, but you are ready to endure this and to bring everything back into harmony. I feel like the masculine could be feeling a little bit sorry for himself as well. And with this Empress energy in reverse, you know, he could be running, he could be, you know, despite, you know, this emotional, physical intimacy that he's feeling inside of him, there's also some kind of apprehension here about moving forward. And of course, this is normal. He's being triggered too. All of those old fear wounds are coming up, you know, for release. The feelings at the moment, I mean, the divine feminine, she is ready for surrender. This is the Hangman. It also reduces to number 3, and it's come up under the Ace of Cups. There's this, you know, the self-love flowing away from you. But in terms of your feelings, you know where you want to be. This is just a struggle right now, but you know where you want to be. You're ready to see things from this new, fresh perspective. You know what work you need to do. The Knight of Swords, and this comes up also for your masculine, also in the same row. And you've also got the Six of Cups here, but yours is reversed. And I feel like, you know, you're both running. It could be that you've had this wonderful period of things being calm between you and things being really intimate and lovely and gentle. And then this 10-10 portal's just kind of blown things to smithereens because you've both been triggered very hard. But the Knight of Swords does kind of indicate that, you know, you're in a bit of a cold, cutting energy. You know, the Knight in this deck, there's also a portal behind him and he's got his back to it. And there's these two shadow aspects of self. I'm going to bring this card up closer so that you can see it. There's these two shadow aspects of self beside him. And this is about what's going on in our minds. Okay, swords represent the mental body. And I really feel, Virgo, that this is what you're working through. It's come up underneath the Wheel of Fortune, that you're actually feeling very conflicted right now as these shadow aspects of self come up before you fully move through that 10-10 portal. And, you know, it's in the light, though. These shadows are being illuminated so that they can be released. But this could also mean that you've moved into a bit of a kind of cold, frustrated, perhaps even, you know, definitely conflicted, but, you know, your communication could be, so we say, somewhat abrasive at the moment, which has kind of cooled things down somewhat. And Six of Pentacles in reverse is really wobbling hard about the journey. So I feel like, you know, it could be you that's the runner, Virgo, the divine feminine. Because your masculine wants this, yeah. He's in this energy of wanting all of a sudden. It's like the tables have turned. And with the Empress in reverse and Justice in reverse, you know, he's been triggered with fear of loss, fear of abandonment. I feel like with the Six of Cups in reverse, it's you that's running. And again, you know, in this card, she's got the 5 cups around her. They symbolise change, transition, higher learning. But the 6th cup, which is unconditional love, remains just out of reach to her. You know, she's too focused on this emotional body, on the journey forward, to notice this 6th cup over here that awaits her. So I do feel like, you know, perhaps because of this third party situation, it may be that both of you are involved in a third party, but the feminine wants to surrender to herself, whereas as far as the journey's concerned, you know, she may have pulled back. She may be very focused on her own journey right now and deciding, you know, I'm done with this twin flame shit. This is all about me. And, you know, he's going to respond to that energy by being triggered himself. It doesn't matter if you've communicated that to him. Energy doesn't lie. So I really think that the divine feminine's wanting to surrender to herself. She's working through those shadow aspects. And this is stuff that's, you know, these are ego fears that she's working through, shadows that are contained with her frontal lobe, her you know, her ego self, her logical self. And because she's residing in that energy, she's feeling a bit more cold and conflicted. You know, she's rejecting, she's feeling like she's not interested in pursuing this connection right now. He's got this Knight of Pentacles energy. And for me, this is really about kind of being patient, being a lot more grounded. There's a lot of dragonflies in this card, which is about skimming the surface of emotion but not getting sucked into it. So he's definitely keeping his head above water. There's also a lot of feathers, which symbolise hope. And I love in this card how his crown chakra is kind of tingling with this light. So this guy's definitely waking up to what the journey is. He may know already. He may have a deep understanding of what's coming forward for him, but he's holding on to this energy and this truth at the moment, and he's not taking action. He's being very creative and thoughtful about how he can move forward, and he definitely wants to make an offer, but he's going to take his time with that. he's not ready to do that yet. And with the Two of Pentacles, you know, he's just not feeling certain about how to move forward with that. The Two of Pentacles for me is a very twinny card. And so, you know, even though he's wanting this Six of Cups energy, that's the energy he's in, he's really not sure whether this can actually be a balanced, harmonious connection at this stage. So there's a lot of uncertainty for him. For him, he's got the Knight of Swords reversed. And in this deck, he's looking away. Okay? He's looking away from us in the card. And all of this beautiful light here, which is red and orange, you know, that's root chakra stuff, that's anxiety. But I feel like he's not communicating. You know, you've probably gone from a period of intense communication to none. And whereas the Divine Feminine, you know, she might be running, but she's in a much more communicative space. The Knight of Swords is about coming forward with, you know, offers of something. And, you know, he's looking forward. This one's looking away. So I feel like you're just both at odds with each other, and it may be very up and down, backward and forward, kind of this battle of, I mean, I said at the beginning, at war with yourself, but I feel like it's this going back and forward, like you've almost slipped into that old 3D paradigm of, well, he's not texting me, so I'm not going to text him, and she's not texting me back for 3 days, so I'm going to wait 6. You know, this kind of push-pull energy that's, you know, whipping up a bit of a storm in your connection. Justice is what's coming through here for the connecting energy. And this is the light aspect of justice, but there's stuff that still needs to be illuminated, stuff which needs to be resolved. Both of you are balancing karma right now. And, you know, there's things that you need to bring back into balance, and you're both feeling that this situation is unjust, unfair, and that there's still some truth that needs to be brought forward and balanced and illuminated. In terms of how you need to move forward, Divine Feminine, you've got the Queen of Wands. This is reconnecting with your spiritual self. And I'm really guided to say that you can use the elemental force of fire to purify yourself when you're going through this kind of working through these shadow aspects of self. You know, the Queen of Wands means business. She takes, this is Pisces, Aries energy. She takes, you know, you've got lion and fish. Sorry, goat and fish, but, you know, fire, I always think of Leo. But you've got that very action-oriented energy. And, of course, we've just had the Pisces, Aries full moon. But she's got a very deep emotional nature and a big heart. But she's also got all of that force, action-oriented drive of Aries. So this is really about allowing yourself to be vulnerable and being confident in that, being bold, charging forward, you know, like a whirlwind, and just getting stuff done. And you know what you need to do. You know how to love yourself. It's about reintegrating yourself back into your spiritual connection so that you can start drawing in that love from source. The Hierophant in reverse also asks you to remember the truth, which is that this is a spiritual journey. This is about learning. It's about reconnecting with spirit and bringing forward those powerful lessons about love. It's about collapsing that codependency template so that you can move towards unconditional love for self and others. With this being in reverse, you know, I'm guided that you shouldn't resist this change or this transition. You know, if you've been engaging in kind of distracting behaviours to try and move yourself away from that, it's time now to reconnect with your intuition, reconnect with the truth. There's so much blue and purple in this card. This is an intuitive truth. This is about, you know, moving forward with spirit holding your hand and being open to allow the lessons that the universe is bringing forward for you. The Seven of Cups in reverse as well is showing me that you're not aware of how many options and beautiful pathways spirit has opened up for you so that you can move forward on this journey. There isn't just one route is what I'm hearing, and you just need to open your eyes to the divine plan and start looking so that you can move forward, so that you can see actually how many beautiful options and how much hope. There's a real energy of hope and just divine guidance in this card. I don't normally read the Seven of Cups that way, but this is how I'm seeing it. So Divine Feminine, you know what to do. You've been in this self-love and surrender energy before. You've just been wobbled hard and these shadows have come up and it's thrown you, and it may have caused you to kind of reject the journey temporarily. And if there's a third party situation for either one or both of you, that's understandable. It's a lot of stuff to wrap up, a lot of cycles to bring to an end. Sometimes the timing isn't just right. And I talked about this in my readings yesterday. 2019 is a number 3 year. And, it's the year of divine feminine healing and surrender. And this 1010 portal has opened the door to 2020, which is the divine masculine year. It's the number 4 year, the Emperor. So this 1010 portal is pushing the divine feminine collective towards surrender and union energies, whether they're ready for it or not. It's like this big, powerful surge of, come on, let's all move forward. And for some of you, that's going to be really difficult, even if you're in surrender, because you're just going to be churned up inside so that all of these shadows can be released. The universe is kind of getting impatient with us and saying, come on now, it's really time to take some action. If you've been dilly-dallying and you've not completed this healing, now is the time. That's what 10 is about, completion. And I feel like you thought you were ready, and now you're there, you're kind of wobbling. And I truly understand that energy, okay? A lot of divine feminines that have been in surrender, have been in a good place, are suddenly finding themselves, having this 1010 portal degraded their vibration somewhat so that these shadows can come to the surface, and they're wobbling hard, and, they're in this kind of cold frame of mind of thinking their masculine's just a bit of a dick. Because that's what fear and rejection and abandonment does to us. That's what those triggers do. They bring out all of our deepest, darkest fears and that low vibrational, ugly feelings that still exist within us. But you know how to surrender, and you know what to do to move forward. For the masculine, this is beautiful. We've got 2 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles in reverse, and the Hanged Man in reverse. And what I'm hearing for him is that he's actually more ready than you think. I think, he really is in this beautiful, warm energy. And he's ready to make an offer. He's ready for a partnership. He might not be healed yet. And there's also, there's a lot of imbalances for him that need to be brought back into harmony. And I feel in particular, he's not been able to reciprocate as fully as he would like, probably because he has been trapped in a third party situation or a karmic cycle that needs to be resolved. Now, a karmic cycle isn't always relative to a third party. A karmic cycle could be to do with work, home, or some other family member. But there's something in his life that, despite his desires and intentions, has stopped him from reciprocating equally and making a real offer to you. But he is moving into the energy where he wants to do that. He's planning that. He's getting creative about that. With the Hanged Man in reverse, and this is also a number 3 card, remember, that came up for the feminine, he needs to surrender also. But I do think that the feminine needs to lead the way for him to do that. There needs to be growth within the connection for that to happen. And we've got this communication card here with this Knight of Swords. That's come up 3 times for us, and this is advice. And this is asking you both to talk about it. So, if communication's been kind of off, you've both been feeling up and down, back and forward, now is the time to actually have a really pragmatic, serious conversation about what you two are going to do, how we're going to move forward, and to set some boundaries and make some plans. But you've got to be careful with the Knight of Swords. As I said, he's young. He's not got the emotional maturity of the Queen and the King. He's, swords are about communication, and he's not quite figured out, being the Knight, being the younger court card, he's not quite figured out how to use that sword with absolute precision and clarity. So his communication can be abrasive. It can come across as cutting. So, this is a warning to you here that yes, you're both being triggered. You're both feeling, the undercurrent of shadow self coming forward and kind of blurring the edges of your feelings, but you need to really temper this need to have a serious conversation and to communicate, to maintain communication so you can work out a way forwards together, and to do it from a place of love whilst also looking at the logical aspects of this situation. It may mean one of you has to move. It may be that your connection you can't come into any kind of union because there's a geographic distance or there's something else holding you both back. The Three of Cups can also, I feel really drawn back to this, the Three of Cups can also mean partying. And it could be that, you've been engaged, both of you have been engaging in distracting behaviours, and this in itself could be the karma that needs to be resolved, that you have to each bring yourselves back into balance, because you're kind of, you're focused on enjoying life in a very external way and not actually giving yourself time to come within and balance and focus on your emotions. So let's get some oracle cards also. But I do feel very positive about this read. You are both moving in the right direction. And Divine Feminine, you really know what you need to do now. But you've got to start listening to Spirit. And Distorted Feminine energy, you've got to remember that communicating with Spirit can be risky business. You've got to be able to discern, because when you open your channel, you're inviting in all of Spirit. And, not all of Spirit is lovely and kind and light. There's both dark and light aspects. So when you open your channel, you've got to trust. You've got to be able to discern if the spirit that's coming in to communicate with you, to share ideas, visions, thoughts, feelings, messages, is light. It's coming from a high vibrational source. You're very vulnerable if you're not able to practice that level of discernment. And I meet a lot of, people that have been mediumistic for many years and aren't able to verify the authenticity of their spiritual communication. So it could be Distorted Feminine for some of you, that you've had this, you've perhaps been misguided. And this is what, this shadow stuff is bringing to the surface as well. I don't know why that came up just now. It's obviously an important message for some of you. I do teach mediumship for beginners. There's classes listed on my website, and that teaches you how to practice discernment. But let's get these oracle cards out. So for the feminine, we've got express love through gifts. For masculine, we've got have faith. Pardon me. Connecting energies, get to know each other. I'm going to get some surrender cards as well. Surrender the habit of people pleasing. Surrender defensiveness, and for the connection, surrender to miracles. I'm going to also use the Rebecca Campbell deck. Just get one of these for each of you. Because I feel like both of you are deeply spiritually connected already. Even your masculine knows about spirituality. I feel like he's in that zone. Sisterhood of the Rose. Wow, and he's got Priestess. That's beautiful. One more. Spirit. Powerful big messages coming through there. Healing. One for the centre. Self-doubt. Okay, so Divine Feminine. A small token of love can convey great appreciation. This is also a number 10 card. And we've got this Divine Feminine here coming out of her shell. These are very watery cards. And in this card, she's being presented with this gift of a pearl. I really feel like you need to warm up a bit to your masculine, and a small token of love could be something as brief as a message, or, just a reminder of your feelings, just to reassure him that you do care, even if you've been somewhat detached or angry or frustrated. Surrender the habit of people pleasing. Speak your needs first and be true to yourself. Focus on your own happiness instead of always trying to make everyone else happy. That's what Divine Feminine energy is. When you make yourself happy first, you have so much more to give others. And a lot of people make the mistake in this journey of loving their twin unconditionally, but not giving it to themselves. Now, you cannot give someone something which you do not have. So if you're loving your twin unconditionally, but you're not loving yourself unconditionally, that's going to be painful for you. That's going to bring up it's going to trigger you because you're not in a balanced feminine, giving energy. And of course, divine feminine energy is receptive. She's also open to receiving. She's not rushing after you giving. That's people pleasing. That's chaser energy. She stands still and holds her space, and she's receiving and giving in equal measure, which we know is something that's been out of balance with this Six of Pentacles. So, rather than being pissed off with him for not giving you what you need to give yourself what you need first. You need to make yourself happy and make you the priority. And I feel this is the energy you're actually moving in. This is how you're feeling. But at the moment, it's bubbling up from a place of frustration, anger, and resentment that your giving hasn't been reciprocated. And that's not how you're going to fix this. You're going to fix this by giving to yourself, by pleasing yourself first. And again, you can do this through reaching for spirit. And you're really being asked here is Sisterhood of the Rose. This is such a beautiful card. It says beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. How can you step up and, start working with a community? This is about finding your soul tribe and sharing what you've learned, because you are in the latter surrender stages of this journey, or you're a fraction from being into full surrender and pushed into union energies. And there are lots of divine feminines coming up behind you that haven't got as far as you have, that can really benefit from your teachings, from your learnings, from your connection to spirit once it's brought back into balance. So spirit is waiting to guide you, and it's asking you as well not to underestimate the power and gratitude contained within supporting others. And even though this seems in contrast to surrendering the habit to people pleasing, again, when you top up your own tank first, when you please yourself and make yourself happy first, you're going to have an infinite flow of love to share, not just with your twin, but with others too. And this is the energy that you want to get back into, this overflowing cup of love that could quench everybody's thirst. For the masculine, he needs to trust and have faith that this is also a number 3 card, that beautiful change is coming, that things are moving in the right direction. He's still healing. And we've got here surrender defensiveness. It's a sign of weakness. You need to communicate in a more empowered way, stay centered and hear someone out, and then offer a clear, non-defensive response. And that's what's coming up with this connecting energy of how you need to move forward. Remember, with this Knight of Swords, look how defensive that energy is, okay? You need to both release that. You need to have a clear, centered conversation. You need to listen to one another so that you can understand the truth of your own feelings from a clear point. Often when we're having a conversation, we're not actually hearing the truth. We're hearing it through our layers of trauma, and it triggers us. He's got the Priestess card. How are you being called to step up and lead? Really, leading is masculine energy as well, even though it's called Priestess in this deck. This is calling on some kind of spiritual leadership. But I'm thinking that, when the divine feminine moves back into her surrender power, the baton passes to the masculine, and it's time for him to take control. He's still mending a broken heart himself. He's working through his own trauma. But I do feel like he's ready. He's feeling ready to take control. He's feeling ready to come forward with an offer, but he's just got to close out his own healing cycles and karmic cycles. It says get to know each other and learn to meet each other's needs for love. And this is a number 8 card, and I'm feeling as well closely connected with this communication. To get to know each other, you have to have a more open communication. This is the time for truth, authenticity, and honest, and remembering that the truth sets you free. He's kind of in that zone of awareness, even though he's not feeling like talking at the moment. He's feeling very loving and warm. So you need to give him an opportunity to express that. Surrender to miracles. This is for both of you. Be open to miracles occurring in your life. Feel and know that these events are real. Let go of any resistance and banish any doubt that miracles can happen. We've also got release self-doubt. And look at this card. This came up in one of my air sign readings. An offer is being made. This beautiful offer in this cup. But the mirror is perceiving it as poison, as scary. So you really need to remove self-doubt. This is a big trigger for you guys. Both of you need to work on that. And finally, wow, this has been a long reading, Virgo. I'm just going to get one of these cards. Healing. Imagine yourself and your beloved surrounded by light. Feel your relationship being healed at this very moment. That's a beautiful way to wrap up the reading. Thank you so much, Virgo. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, you can find me at happysouls1111.com. And please do like, share and subscribe. Appreciate you guys so much. Lots of love. Bye-bye.